here in this building, and the number 4 seed, the BTN CLS Knights, hosting the number 5.
Average winning margin between the CLS Knights and the Saigon Heat has been 1.5 points per game. So that is how close it has been. As we take a look at the playoff format, 1 versus 8, we are looking at number 4 versus number 5. Playoffs, what is going to be crucial is which team can settle down first and get into their system, as execution will be key here. We all know Doug Herring, really one of the guys that have turned around this season for the BTN CLS Knights, and he's really the focal point of the offense for them.
Doug Herring attacks immediately, forming about 2 hours before the game when we arrived, and this crowd is in here already. However, Kyle Barone able to get the first step, and he will tip in their last win, and the floor is also going to be a factor here. It's not raining outside as it was the last time when they were feverishly trying to dry up the floor. But again, the free throws, BTN CLS Knights actually missed 5 key free throws down the stretch.
That was about 28% from the 3-point line, but especially good when it matters the most.
Esho pulling up from 17, that is good. It's the second game of the playoffs. We do have 2 more games opening tomorrow. A couple of game ones as Wong Wei Long tries to attack Maxie Esho from deep.
To preserve himself from foul trouble, because Hamilton not really the primary option on offense.
Jauh doing some point forward chores. Here's Maxie Esho, hit a 3 earlier. Hits another.
He's really locked in.
The former Heat trying to douse fire against his former team. Hamilton thinking about it. Gets the baseline. And
from outside, so better to sag off and give him that outside shot.
Drive now by Herring. They get it out. Esho, 3 for 3 whistle. And here comes Wong Wei Long. Wong Wei Long matching up against Tran. Gets the first step. Wong Wei Long, aggressive quad right now. Barone getting it over to Trayvon Hughes. Defense still locked on Hughes. Hughes forced into a difficult shot. Nobody there to. And the baseline inbound now coming from Brandon Jauh. Lots of time here for the BTN CLS Knights. Herring being patient. Watkins from 16, off the glass. Single coverage being given by Gerald Watkins. Corey Celia momentarily open, hesitates on the shot, now penetrates and scores.
If you're Coach Kyle Julius, that's going to be a big bonus for you. Trying to get offense as the rest of the start.
And block it. Here comes Trayvon Hughes. Hughes going the other way right now. Corey Celia for 3. Go!
Kyle Barone.
This 23-12 lead actually hasn't moved in a while. Let's see if it can be moved, and Doug Herring does.
Hurts you, a low percentage shot on one end, and then Doug Herring hits a triple on their end of the floor.
Lead is up to 14, 26-12. Hamilton taking his time bringing this down. Herring evading 2 defenders. Nugroho gets it back. Doug Herring on a bounce pass to Firman Nugroho. Seconds of the first. And here's Herring. 3-pointer good again.
And how hot have the BTN CLS Knights been?
For the first 10 minutes of action against the Saigon Heat, 31-14, second quarter when we return. And the defense inside continues. Nugroho getting a piece of that one. Here's Alif Hidayat on the sidestep. Hidayat scores! Done for Saigon.
And as the Heat keep on missing those outside shots, the BTN CLS Knights are going to pack it in even more inside the paint.
Here's Alif Hidayat looking for Herring posting up against a smaller Trayvon Hughes. Hidayat gets it back, shot clock at 7. Hidayat with a spin, gets it to go, plus the foul!
And that first
back baskets coming from Febrio Tumo. And that's a perfectly, oh hold on for 7,000 from beyond the arc right now.
And that's another long shot from somebody who you do not really rely on for outside shooting.
3-pointer, oh!
A high percentage shot when you talk about Doug Herring hitting that triple from the corner.
25-point lead now for the BTN CLS Knights, 39-14. D'Angelo Hamilton gets away.
You have to take better shots if you're the Saigon Heat.
Sandy Corniawan tracking down his own miss. And Maxie Esho continues the hots. From the half-century mark, we still have over 7 minutes to go in the first half. Tran.
Chance for the Heat here to execute and get a good shot attempt.
Now, if the Heat can get this down to like a 12-point deficit by the half, they'd be within striking distance. Oh, nice backdoor cut, and there is Hamilton. Started off very well in the first quarter. All of Kyle Barone's points have come in the first, so still nothing here, but he is on the floor. Looking for Hamilton. Tran for three. They use some tricks.
Getting a little fancy there is Quatron.
They swing it around. Wong Wei Long for three. Gone!
And how could have shifted momentum to their end. Instead, Wong Wei Long hits a triple, brings momentum back to the home squad.
Quatron comes up short with a buzzer beater. So instead of having a 13-point lead to continue. And the half, ladies and gentlemen, let's take a look at some of the stats. 16-point lead for the BTN CLS Knights against the Saigon Heat.
And you know what immediately stands out there is the three-point shooting, 10 of 20.
In the Season 9 of the ASEAN Basketball League, and that leads to a turnover again. Doug Herring gets it to go. He can catch some fire here in the second half. It is an 18-point lead, highest at 25. Barone getting good position in the post, and that's they have to recycle now with Doug Herring.
That's something that we've seen Wong Wei Long do here, especially in that first half. Really try to attack the paint, draw the defense towards him.
But he did hit a three-pointer in that second quarter. Penetration now. Here's Watkins from 14.
That's going to be big for the confidence.
Third.
They're going to try to go to Barone in the post again.
Hamilton facing up. Now drives. Hamilton, hang time move. And they touched it last. Still a 16-point lead for the BTN CLS Knights. Wong Wei Long again. He's turning back.
Pass and likely getting it deflected. Another turnover.
Esho straight away. Three is good. Far.
The lead is back up to 21 points.
And it could be 23. Yeah.
Out of 9.
Here's Herring. Under 6 minutes to play here in the third. Wong Wei Long coming off the weave. Wong Wei Long giving continuation again by Jawato. Hamilton back to Brandon Jawato for three. Good!
What we're going to see here, but CLS Knights running away with this one.
Trayvon Hughes shooting an open air ball. They get it back, however. Hughes tries again from 12 and knocks it.
Knights.
Jawato on the inbound. And here's Herring. They get it to Jawato. And he is catching fire here in the third. Back to back.
Together with Daryl Watkins, they rattled out 7 straight wins.
Wong Wei Long gets it! Here with 2:34 to play in the third.
And you just see the big disparity in terms of the quality of the shots that the BTN CLS Knights are getting on their end as compared to what the Heat are getting on their end of the floor.
Oh, Wong Wei Long giving an open baseline.
It was Quatron on that sequence.
And another miss by Hughes. Hamilton bodies his way in. That would have probably sealed the deal here in the third. Oh, Trayvon Hughes getting creative underneath. And they throw it away. Durker in the front court. Durker left the ball behind, and here comes Hidayat. Ahead to Jawato for an easy one.
Almost with an opportunity to score, for it to turn into another basket for the Knights on their end of the floor.
Finding an open man inside. Sure about that. Last shot time here for the Saigon Heat. Trayvon Hughes has actually scored more points in the third than he had the entire first half. Barone for three. Young with a rebound, finding Kyle Barone again. And that's going to 71 to 43. Fourth quarter coming up. Stay with us right here on the ASEAN Basketball League.
Type of a mental edge against you, especially in a very short 3-game series or a best-of-3 series, especially with you going back home to CIS.
Here is Hughes. Thought about it. And there's going to be just
14.
And that's a turnover. Rare one forced there by the Heat. There's a love pass, nicely done. CLS Knights to 14 points, 11 points until that final shot of Doug Herring. And speaking of Herring, here he goes. Fall away, doesn't work. Follow slam! Where did he come from? And Herring, this early, is befriending the clock.
He's milking the clock.
Herring takes it strong, and when he decides,
there was no push over.
Tran continues to shoot blanks. Hughes will make that. Oh, Sandy Cornellon cherry picking on 30. 5 and 40 to play. Tran getting it to the side, and that's going to be a miss. However, well, he's also come close on those rebounds Marco, he's for a guard, he's a pretty good rebounder. Maxie Esho on the...
In 12 games this season, Esho is still in the game.
And Esho continues to score. As we come up on 3 minutes remaining in this one.
And you know, Noel, if I'm mistaken, this is the first sign of action out of Bianza. Has seen this to get...
Upping the lead to 33 right now. And now this brings us to a few scenarios as well. For now, you know, the BTN CLS Knights actually...
During the latter portion of this season, I believe they had a streak of 6 straight games, 6 straight wins as we close out the regular season. Because of the presence of Doug Herring, he has not had the burden of having to play that point. The perimeter was really what caused their downfall early.
There's a three-pointer that's going to drop.
Side.
He will be an integral part moving forward, of course, trying to get those three-pointers off the bench as Chris Durker is able to trim the
points for D'Angelo Hamilton, 12 points for Kyle Baron, and he was only able to enter double figures during garbage time. Trayvon Hughes only 6 points for 3 of 15 from the field.
They have done their job here at home, coming away with an 84-59 victory. The BTN CLS Knights registering their first playoff win in the ASEAN Basketball League. Remember, this team missed the playoffs, and she is praying that they can do it again on the road in Saigon. Otherwise, Game 3 will be back in this building.
What a confidence-boosting win here for the BTN CLS Knights. All smiles for them as they manhandled and had a masterful performance against the visiting Saigon Heat.
Once again, confirmation of our final score, 84-59. We'll be back to wrap things up after these.
40-28 from inside points. That just speaks well and speaks a lot about your perimeter scoring. 14 of 32 from three-point land, holding the Saigon Heat to 4 of 26. Remember, the Saigon Heat third best in terms of three-point make.